Hey guys, welcome back. It is Lucid, and we have another episode here with Bogarus. And yeah, so first let's explore our Dark Knowledge casting. You can see we spent a very pretty penny on casting this. I think these are like 4 death gems each. That was a lot. First one, Enchanted Tomb, that's a death 1 site. Second one, Swing and a Miss. Third one, Swing and a Miss. Fourth one, Swing and a Miss. Fifth one, Swing and a Miss. Sixth one, Swing and a Miss. So, not great. If we got 2 gems, I would have been feeling a lot better. But 1 gem is pretty... It, like, may not pay itself back all game from all this. I mean, it will, but for a very long time. And we also found 2 magic sites over here in this forest. We found a mineral cave and a smolder stone. Both of which are very nice for us. So, that's great. That is just great. Actually, and this guy who I have moving, I think we want him to blood hunt. Think of it. And importantly, we have our throne battle. So let's watch that. All right. So, we'll watch it again. I'll talk through it. So basically, we just have a few buffs going off. We have Flaming Arrows and Arrow Pen. That's really all we need here. And you can see some of these Mind Burns coming out, zapping my Malia Druzina. And then the Archer Fire coming in, doing a little bit of work against my crossbows. But then Arrow Pen comes out. We wreck their Heavy Cav in basically 1 round. We have a small squad which ends up flanking. They're on attack rear. And these guys who are flanking are going to end up taking a fair amount of mage fire. They're going to get hit with like Starfires and then Lightning Bolt. I think they're going to get hit again here in a second. Lightning Bolt. Yeah. So we take some losses. We also have a bit of friendly fire with the crossbows. So... Another guy gets zapped. And that was this dude. I was actually worried he would do air elemental, so I'm actually okay with this. It would have been nice to steal him. Of course, we didn't have any way to do that, but... Another Mind Burn yoinking my dudes. Oh, I think those are our Mind Burns now. And we have a victory. Some more rating from these guys. There's not. We'll look at it on the strategic map. For events, we got plus 10 permanent income in Kronberg, which is very nice. That is our throne, so welcome. And then we got a village. I've never actually seen this event before. At least I've never noticed it. A village blacksmith that has made wonderful crossbows and breastplates. I was like, what is this event? I've never heard of it. And what it is we got a bunch of crossbowmen. How about that? I think we got, I think on average it gives, I think it gives you around like 12 or 15 or something. I don't know. But we got some, so that's nice. I'm also planning on taking 181. I've asked the elves if they're okay with this, but they're down to like 4 provinces. We need to get a move on it. And I need to consult with... I need to consult with Grippa and get his opinion on whether how much we should pay for this fort. Because I'm inclined to pay for it. Yeah. And keep peace with the monkeys. That's fine with me. I'm thinking like $800. We talked about that a little last time. The throne we got, importantly, is the Throne of the Moon, which is not great. It's not great. The Precision Bless, not going to be super useful. Potentially, there's some things that maybe we would want to put a Shroud on some of our non-sacred mages, and they might kind of benefit from it. But mostly, it doesn't matter. What are we going to do? The Water Gem and the Pearl are always welcome, and the Dominion spread is nice. The growth is not obviously very good because we're already growth 3. However, and I don't think this is the case, if we were next to the Throne of Death, we could potentially claim it. This one may be. I can't see the scales here. Though maybe there was a turn where we could have seen the scales and I could look, see if there's death. This one doesn't have death. This one doesn't have death. And I can't see over here. So the other important news for the turn is that TNG had reassured me that they will not get a Fort Up, that they will send the god in and they will kill it, kill this stack, and nothing he can have will hold against it, and blah, 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 blah. Of course, he doesn't do it. Now, some of it, he's been able to preach the Dominion up. I'm a little not happy about that, to be completely honest. I feel like they could have done it. I feel like they didn't try hard enough. I think the way to do it is Trample Boots, which is pretty low tech. And then, you need probably Construction 4. Which, by the way, I mean, we're just getting this turn, but they focused it earlier. We went to Enchantment 6 to get Aerofind. But, I think Trample Boots, I think Reinvigoration Amulet, and or the Girdle of Might, and probably some low encumbrance armor that gives some protection, because you're going to be getting a lot of encumbrance checks when you trample. And then do Summon Earth Power, so that's Conjuration 3, Iron Skin, Construction 4, Alteration 3, and Trample with the Ring of Regen. And while this was probably 1 or 2 candles, I think he probably, especially when it was just the priests, I think he could have trampled through everything. I think he could have. He could trample, once they reached critical fatigue, he should be able to trample them faster than they can make them, and then he would win the battle. And I tried telling them some of this. They are like, well, we don't want to risk killing our god. Da, da, da. I mean, that's why you got the damn thing. Use the damn god. I think that's one thing. But it's also, well, okay, there's 2 things. One is, you get a Titan to use them. And this was the exact time we needed to use them. We needed to go underwater. You needed to whip some ass. But you don't want to get them all, dead and losing paths and stuff. But, I don't know. I think they could have done it. I actually went and ran a test for them where I showed that it could kind of work. But they, there's uncertainty. How much PD is there? Will the god move back? Which, by the way, they would kill the god. Actually, let's test this. Goddamn, we don't have too much to talk about. So we'll shoot the shit testing this. I think I might have a TNG thing. I don't. One second, let me pause and get it set up. Alright, so I've got it set up. I have no idea how this is gonna go. It very well may not work, but we'll see. We've got basically Earth Power, Iron Skin, Body Ethereal, Temper Flesh, Astral Shield, Attack Closest. That's important. We've got him equipped with a Dusk Dagger, an Axe of Sharpness, a Horned Helmet, a Shambler Skin, Boots of the Behemoth, Ring of Regen, and Girdle of Might. It may be better to put something else here, but we'll see. Let's see. He's got one more spell to cast. Astral Shield he hasn't cast yet. Oh, he does have cold... He doesn't have cold resistance. Yeah, he fatigued out here. I don't think they can kill him. Well, that's easy enough to fix. let's bring him back. We'll try it one more time here. Call God, and we'll pick up the... We'll fix the kit. This is all stuff you figure out when you test it. So, we could do... No, I think we're going to stick with the same weapon setup. I want to make sure we don't give that worm by accident a ring of regen. I gotta go check that. Where's the dusk dagger? And then here, the difference is we're going to give him an ice hat. I might actually have to research. Okay, the god is back. Empower and astral. What is the affliction he got? Never healing wound. I don't think he has that in the game, but that's fine. He does have some afflictions, so that will make this a little bit more true to spirit. Okay, ice helmet. And then here we're going to do the Shambler skin again, and then the Behemoth boots, and then this and this. Okay. And fortunately he kept his script, so this will be very quick to re-engineer. We'll just send him back in. He shouldn't have really fatigued out here, but we'll see. Oh my, this guy probably has a ring of regen though. No, he doesn't. Okay, they didn't pick it up. $35 fatigue. Yeah, he's not wanting to kill the god. The battle timed out. So that's interesting. Couldn't get the god with all of this. Maybe it wasn't that so easy. So he ran off the field. He got some afflictions, weakened and limp. I think he's weakened in the game. What could we possibly do differently that would help with this? What could we possibly do differently? Well, we can get rid of the trample boots. And we can get rid of... I think we are going to need... I think we'll do this. Well, no, I think we need a chaff clearing mechanism, and I think we'll do this Thunder Whip for now. We'll try different things. This is how you figure out how to make it work. Now, we're not going to use the Thunder Whip if we're all like this. This is Construction 6, so he wouldn't have had these things. This isn't... None of this actually is super important. I think we'll just do this thing here. Okay. We'll try this again. So, ditch this, add this, ditch this, add this. And we'll see if this works. It doesn't look like it did. Oh, we don't have enough shock resistance on our dude, so we're going to be stunning ourselves soon. Our fatigue is really low, though. Yeah, it's very late, and we're just... I don't know if we're really able to keep up. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's working. Oh, that guy hit really freaking hard. Holy shit. Look at that dude. Okay. We're gonna try it one more time, then we'll go back to the game. A limp. I think it's time we get rid of some of this. Okay. And here we go again. So let's go back to the trampling thing. The trampling thing seemed to have mostly worked. We just have to have a way to get rid of the chaff faster. How to get rid of the chaff faster? You know, one option... Well, this is construction 6. The storm spool. But that's an option. What if we just change the script to attack largest? I wonder if that will make him actually just go and kill the god. I don't think it works like that. And we killed the god now. Did I not put the right boots on? Oh, damn it. Alright. Alright, hang tight, sorry. Call god. Okay, the god is back. Things are as they should be. And TNC is going to run in yet again, except this time we're going to do it with the right boots. Boots of the behemoth. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah. Construction 4, guys. Fuck out. Alright. I think this can work. Now, you know, there's always going to be different things. I would totally roll this dice. This is why you got the guy. You got him to do this. Anyway. You can see it can be done. You can see it can be done. Now, like, maybe he gets unlucky and would have to run, but, like, that's fine. You can see once we got the kit right, he didn't die. He would maybe get more afflicted. I've already told him I'll give him blood slaves later for him to get the afflictions off his god. But, anyway. The net effect of all of this hand-wringing... I'm just kidding. Zan is great, but he should have killed them. But it's weird. You have to be careful how hard you push people, because... people resent it when you try to play their game for them. So I tried to be respectful and be like, hey, it would be really great if you would send him in. Are you sure you can't do it? He's like, don't worry. I'll get water elemental casters. I mean, we gave him a ton of water gems, so he's going to roll in with water elemental casters, but you have to summon a fuck ton of water elementals to kill this much stuff underwater. And he's going to be making mages now who are going to be able to do his own water elementals later. It's just not good. Plan B, which sadly we may be resorting to, is going to be trying to dom kill him. It hurts me to say it, guys. It hurts me to say it. We're getting candles up here. We finally got positive dominion here, which is great because it's a great high-income province. And yeah, we're going to be getting a fair amount of candles here. We're going to be getting more candles here, and then we're going to... I got to get some priests in these provinces and preach this away. I want to start building a fort here. For the forts, We had started one here at the end of last turn. And then I've switched it over this turn because we moved a commander in. We've switched it over to this guy. And we're moving Home Slice in here. And we're starting a fort here this turn. And he'll come in here and claim it and site search and preach and all of that jazz. But he's going to probably have to move back here at some point to build the temple, which is fine. But the net effect of all of this is that it is going to seriously delay. I do not feel comfortable committing, because I don't want to keep... Here's the thing. To defend against all the raids with an army this big in his god, I'm going to need sizable troops down here so that I can, within one turn, get stuff back. Like, we're not going to let him start having a land presence. That's not how this is going to work. So it's going to heavily delay when we can attack Arco, which is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, that's... I did not want this to happen, guys. This is like nightmare fuel in a way. And I'm worried he's not going to be able to get him out. Dom killing is going to be an important thing. Getting this and controlling this. So there's downsides of getting this throne. One of the downsides is it's going to mean I'm going to have to protect it from him raiding, like with the permanent army presence. So that's a downside. An upside is that, especially once I get a temple here, it's going to put out a lot of Dom pressure, which can help knock his dominion out of this lake, which will be great. So, and we'll start raiding him underwater and stuff as soon as we get Conjuration 6 or 5 and I start getting underwater thugs, which, you know, you have to be careful against. He's got a bunch of Death 1 mages, which behind PD could, you know, obviously kill my raiders, but... Anyway, those are things to think about. So what we're doing this turn is we're assembling an army here. We're going to have some Bakemono, which will hopefully help fill in the gaps. We're going to have some more Peshti. This actually is interesting. I have been making these Peshti spearmen because I was like, higher defense, you know, it's piercing attacks, which I like. So, you know, good stuff. If you compare it to these guys, they're 11 gold. They're not much better. They have 1 higher defense. I was like, yeah, they're not that much better. They don't hit very hard. I prefer the spear over the broadsword. However, I have actually come to think this guy's maybe the one I should be getting because his attack score is not great. Sure, it's only 10 rather than the 11 on the swordsman, but it's the same as this guy. But it's 5 more damage. And I don't love the slashing damage type, but I think it's probably worth it to go from 13 to 13 to 18. Now, if it were just that, I'd be on the fence, though, because I was like, maybe with Strength of Giants, the other one's better. Who knows? But these guys have 3 more protection for the same price, and not that much more resources. And the 3 more protection really sells me, because these guys' job isn't really to kill things, though it's nice. Their job is mostly to avoid... I won't say to not die, because they're going to die, but to die slowly. So, yeah. We're getting a bunch of them, and hopefully all of that plus the Bakemono will give me enough of a line. And the Bakemono are going to do pretty good in the cave, because they've got dark vision. Enough of a line we can hold against these dudes, and we'll have enough crossbows. I'm getting... We could use one of these Master of Names. We're probably going to leave these guys here researching. But I'm getting an Astropalagist who can come and just do turn 1 Arrowfend. And then we're going to pump these guys full of crossbows. It should be beautiful. I do wish I had more chaff. I mean, we've got 20 guys here. We're getting another 15 or something. So hopefully we can at least tie these guys up in combat long enough for the crossbows to do their magic. So that's basically that. We're preparing this. I'm bidding on this guy again. I think we're actually going to suicide him and try to get his weapons off of him. Because I was hoping to use him against Atlantis, but if I can't, salvaging the Dusk Dagger or the Robe of Shadows would be very nice. So we'll see. I didn't bid much on him. I bid a little bit over, so if somebody bids on him, they'll probably get him from me. Which is fine. What else? Site searching here just for a teeny tiny chance of finding a Fire 3 site. This is like a 1 in 1,000. Probably not worth it. Probably should just move them into the fort. This guy's coming. We're moving these guys over here, of course, to take advantage of the steel ovens. When we have to craft our fire boosters, this one's going to do the fire death. This one's going to do the fire. We're also actually getting pretty close. I mean, these things are going to go by pretty quick, but we're getting pretty close to when my god can come. I can't remember. I think your god can come as early as like 30, maybe as early as turn 30. So we'll see. That said, when our god comes, they're not going to, like, there's still some lead time, you know? Like they've got to move from here to here, and by the time they're here, I want to have construction 6. So I've shuffled around some of the research. I'm like, oh, we're gonna go for this, and then we slow down. We're picking up Conjuration 4 because I want to cast Voice of Apsu, and we're picking up Thumb 4 because I want to cast Gnome Lore. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get those now because I don't think we're gonna have construction 6 before my god comes. But we'll see. We're getting construction 4 this turn, and it's a good time to talk about what all that is going to mean. It's going to mean we can potentially do some very awkward, weird thugging that we don't have alteration yet, so not really. Well, actually, maybe, if we got Conjuration 5, which we're not far away from. It's going to mean we can do Sanguine Dowsing Rods. And I want to get these 2 provinces set up as blood hunting provinces. Pronto. Post haste. So we'll probably up the PD here a little bit and get some Smeargle dudes here patrolling, getting some of them juicy blood slaves. And I think we'll put 3 guys with Sanguine Dowsing Rods in each of them, and that will be just how our blood economy starts. We're not going to go too hard into blood right now, though Storm Demons and stuff would be very nice for taking these guys out, or, you know, potentially going after these dudes. And yeah, we're site searching here. Hopefully we come up with some good stuff. And I potentially, once we get the unrest out, I potentially will send this army, because I don't expect any conflict over here, over this way to siege down this fort. I haven't heard back from Maryland. Let me pause. I got a message. It may be from him. No, it was from my partner in crime, Grippa. I'll have to send him a reply back. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and vulture this. This army's going to come because we're probably going to buy this off of them, and then that will be that. So we'll have them go make their way over here. I mean, we're getting more dudes over here, more siege dudes, which will be fine. But yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. We've also, in other plans, we're making a ranger's cloak. There's something, you know, it's kind of funny because, like, yeah, I just finished playing a bunch of DE games, and they make a ton of things cheaper. And it's like, a lot of these things, they seem expensive, but, like, when you actually need them, they're kind of worth it. You know, like, we're making the Ranger's Cloak, which you might not have made before, but it's a pretty good value for getting better stealth when you care about it. And in this case, we're about to care about it because we're getting a 5-fold Angel who's only 50 stealth. But we're going to be able to put on her this, which is going to give 20 stealth, and then the Ranger's Cloak, which is going to give 30 stealth. And with both those, she'll be up to 90, and then he will really need a lot of stuff patrolling to catch her. So, yeah. That is a thing. Yeah, so I think that's most of the things I wanted to cover. We talked about that I was getting the wrong kind of infantry. We've talked about plans for the throne. I think I'm going to put Grippa in charge of this since I fucked up the scripting for last one. I hope we get a good throne. I really want the Hydromancer throne. I want that real bad. This would be the worst one. Please don't be this one, because we already have this. This would be great. I already got that one. This would be horrible, too. Don't be the Throne of Misfortune. We would know that, because it spreads misfortune. Please tell me there's not misfortune scales. Could be. I don't think so. It's only got one of my candles and it's got a luck in it. This one has misfortune too. But this is from Atlantis, I think. So I don't think it's those. And the Throne of Death, it would spread, increases death. Throne of Misfortune increases misfortune. Yeah, I don't think it's either of those because we would see those scales. Throne of Life, we wouldn't be able to see those because most people have growth. I mean, we actually might be able to see it. What is this one? Okay, this is interesting because this is growth 3. Oh, no, wait. There's the same scales. I think this is the Throne of Life. Because this is this guy's like maxed out scales. It's 1, 3, and then cold 3, and then 2 growth, and then misfortune. And this is 2 misfortune, but 3 growth. And he shouldn't have 3 growth. He should have 2 growth. So I think this actually is the Throne of Life. I think that's this one. Which 3 nature is nice. Throne of Fire. Yeah, I mean, that would be great too. So we'll see what this one is, but we're going to be making a play on it in the next episode. We'll be setting up the script for it. So thank you all for joining me, and we will see you next time. Peace. All right, guys. This is going to be an addendum to the last video. Or, well, I'm going to glue these together. Because there's been a major diplomatic update. I had told you that I had been negotiating with the Monkies. I'm all, like, excited from this. Man, it's got me, like, butterflies in my stomach. I'm so agitated. Nothing against the Monkies. They're fine people. But I had told the Monkies I want these two. And I don't have a ton of stuff up here, military up here. We have a lot down here. We're going to start mobilizing stuff, and I'm going to start getting more troops. But I told them I want these, and I'm not in any wars, right? So while I don't have a ton of troops over here, I can get them up here pretty quickly. And basically, oh man, I should think about getting Storm too and switching to ground troops. But I had offered to pay them 800. Grippa told me I should only pay 400 for access to this fort. And the Monkeys said no. They said it's worth 1,600. And like, I'm going to pay them full sticker price for all this shit. Like, hell no. Anyway, Arco vultured from me. He took this stuff out of this. It was probably going to be tea and cheese. But anyway, you know, he vultured it from us. Could have been mine. And, yeah, he definitely got these two out of it. So, yeah, vulturing is pretty normal. And there's actually, he was saying we didn't help at all, so we don't get any of the spoils. And that's, you know, it's a naive way to think about it. That's not the real reason you give spoils. It's one of the reasons to have like a productive partnership to work through things, and, you know, to have potentially have a good relationship going forward. The main reason really is because there's value in having peace with somebody while you're trying to finish somebody off. So when they vulture and you're still trying to eat them, it's really nice to not piss them off. Which was the case when Arco was over here taking some shit. He wanted, you know, this stuff, and I was like, okay, well, we're still trying to hunt down these Atlantis armies. I don't want to be too much of a bitch about it. But anyway, the Monkeys are like, no, we want 1,600. And I told them, okay, well, I guess we'll be sending an army up there then. And here's how I look at it. The Monkeys there's a fort up here they need to siege. They've got an army on top of this. Midgard needs to break out. I don't know what Maryland's doing. He's being a little bit too much of a bitch. Like, he's being raided. He shouldn't allow himself to get raided by such small things as this. Everywhere. Like, that's kind of not cool. He's trying to get some research targets, but, and no offense to Maryland, of course. I mean, I'm sure he's got reasons for what he's doing, and Venisar, but yeah, anyway, by doing this, we are going to be slowing the Monkeys down, because now he's got to worry about whatever I bring up here, which we're going to start pulling some of these guys up here. We're going to be pulling all of these guys up here. And they're probably going to come over here and maybe take Midgard's cap even, I don't know. But we're going to come over here and just cause a bunch of trouble for the monkeys. I'm going to have to keep some stuff. Not this whole army is going to go, but some of it. We're going to have to keep an army over here. Like, we'll have to keep an army over here to deal with fish raiding. Because the fish have a pretty big army. But we can free up a lot of them. It's going to take them a couple turns to get over here. But when they do, they're going to come, you know, boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to take some of this stuff. And they can go get wrecked. But, you know, even if we don't get a ton of it, it will screw the monkeys over. The monkeys really need peace with me. And they are like, we don't want to be bullied. You know, we earned this. And yeah, I mean, we're bullying them a little bit. I mean, the same way, like, just because I was nice and told them I was going to do it, and I kind of have an agreement with Maryland, so I didn't want to attack him too soon, but he's kind of just rolling over and dying. So I was kind of expecting a bit more fight before I'd have to go in Vulture mode. But yeah, anyway, we're going to fight. So the monkeys have a big army here, so they're feeling all big and strong. And they've got small little forces here and a small little force here, and they've got a big fucking army over here, which is another 200-person army, full of mostly garbage. What does he have on... I want to see what he actually has on this fire mage. Yeah, nothing. But yeah, mostly garbage here. And these guys are expensive. And we've got Aerofin, motherfucker. He's got nothing that's going to touch us. So what we're doing is we're PD dumping this kind of a lot, 37. This is nice. It's got Archer PD. This one's less good. It doesn't have Archer PD. However, we're going to have about 100 infantry, which are just going to run at them. And it's going to be turn 2 Aerofin. And with turn 2 Aerofin, I don't think he's going to be able to get flaming arrows off. I mean, he'll get flaming arrows off, but I don't think even then it's going to do that much. I think these guys are going to close in melee and crush him. And we're going to have flaming arrows of our own, and we're going to have it on these guys. So when you look at like how much flaming arrows stuff is each party bringing, unless he has Aerofin, which I don't think he will, we're going to have effectively way more. Now, he's got his god, but both of these stacks are going to have significant cores of crossbows, which with flaming arrows should mess him up. This particular province, in case he could magic phase Jim bait me here and burn these, so I've got somebody else coming in. Koshki. I was just going to have them do undead, but then when I was thinking about the magic phase attack, I was like, you know what? We need to show him a bit of respect and double cast Aerofin, because if we lose this, it'll be a bit of a zinger. What I'm expecting him to do is to attack one of these two provinces with this army. I'm thinking this army comes here, and this army moves here, and then maybe he PD dumps this in conjunction with this army, and then threatens to take this throne and threatens to take this infrastructure. That's what I think he's going to do. The other move he could do, which would be the super defensive move, would be moving both armies here. But you can already see he's moving these armies away from their actual objective, which is the elf cap. The other thing he could do is be like, Lucid's not going to attack me, so I'm just going to continue my business going for Midgard. In which case he's going to be wrong, because as soon as I see things lighten up over here, I'm going to attack him. Now, let's be clear, I want peace with the monkeys. I offered to pay him $800 for this, for something that is not his. This isn't his. He doesn't have any exact right to it. And I'm a free agent. I can do whatever the hell I want. And it is far more in his interest that we have peace. That, like, I don't gain anything. Oh, we're at peace with the monkeys. Great. I'm losing one small, weak, friendly neighbor to have a big, large one. This basically, a small vulturing is a tax to have a weak neighbor replaced by a large one. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. It's totally possible that this backfires on me and I get kind of shafted in one way or another. But we'll just go over the script real quick. Basically, we've got some smites going off. We're doing anti-magic because he may have some astral mages. And then skeletons, we got reinvigoration going. Phoenix power, communion master, flaming arrows, spells, I actually probably should put this guy on advance and cast spells. Well, no, we're going to put him on spells. I don't want him to die, because he's an important random. And then, we've got other dudes with blood mages moving in. I mean, blood slaves. That will be moving in. This guy. And I'm pretty sure he is... Yeah, he's right over here close to this other caster. So they'll be able to use that. With 4 Communion Slaves and Phoenix Power, this guy will totally be able to cast Flaming Arrows with 1 gem. I do need to make sure I've got all my guys on conservative gem use that need them. Okay. Over here, it's actually kind of more interesting, because we are going to be... And this is one of the places where having magic scales is going to be real nice. Because this normally would kind of fatigue... Well, like, this would fatigue him out, because it's 100 fatigue. But we're only going to take 80 fatigue from it. So that's actually going to be super nice. Actually, I might should put 1 more gem on him, because I think he'll use that gem to lower the cost of Phoenix Power. Maybe get this down to 2 gems. I mean, to 10 fatigue. And then hopefully he'll get Flaming Arrows. There's a chance he's going to be passed out for a turn, but the timing of Flaming Arrows doesn't matter nearly as much as the timing of Arrowfiend. And Arrowfiend should go off before he gets Flaming Arrows up. Basically, the reason for that is because this is going to be 120... Wait, Arrowfiend, 125... What's Flaming Arrows? 150. So it'll be about the same time. It'll go before any Flaming Arrows land, but maybe not before they go off. And that's mostly what's important here. And even if we lose this, it's also a disease site, so we're probably going to get some other fuckers diseased. Even if we lose this, though, he's going to have his army here potentially on the disease side, and we're going to probably get our own dudes diseased, but it's totally worth it. And, yeah. As I have said before, there is value in friendship with me. And while you may look at this as a small extortion, we're not really extorting him for any of his lands. It's just lands that he wants. And diplomatically, he just is not in a position to flex nuts here. Like, I'm the one, I think, that is in a position to flex nuts, even though my armies aren't on this border. But of course, we'll see. We will see. Anyway. Yeah, I sent him a kind of long note explaining why I was doing this. That, like, it's not like I don't wish you well, because I do. And I want peace. If I didn't want peace, I wouldn't have offered 800 gold for this. But, yeah, we're going to fuck him up if he's not going to be willing to let us vulture a tiny bit. That said, it's going to be a little hot minute till we get a big army over here. But once we get a big army, he's going to get absolutely ruined. The only thing we have to kind of worry is Foul Vapors. Which, he probably can have a lab here, because I think he spent a turn here, and he could cast Foul Vapors. I don't actually think that will matter a ton. I mean, like, we could lose a lot of this army. This army, by the way, isn't super fancy. Like, if I lose a fair bit of it, that's fine. We're going to be shredding stuff with Flaming Arrows of our own, though. Like, the battle's not going to last that long. It'll probably be... Unless he casts Arrowfiend himself, it'll probably only be, like, an 8-turn battle. We'll probably lose, like, 20% of our stuff. Seems okay. Seems okay. And, of course, the PD, whatever we lose there, doesn't really matter. So... we'll see what the new turn brings. And anyway, this is just a quick update. See you guys.